What's up, and welcome back to Skip Sports Beat, the channel where if you need to vent, trash talk, or whatever about sports and only sports, this is the place to do it. So even if you're the casual sports fan or you crazy about sports like I am, we got a little bit of something for everybody. So make sure you hit that subscribe button or hit that notification button to keep up with this and every other video that I post on my channel. All right, the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA has been set. It will be the Indiana Pacers versus the New York Knicks. The Indiana Pacers were in this position last year, while the last time the New York Knicks were in the Eastern Conference Finals was in 2000. Both teams made it here in impressive fashion. I do still believe that if Cleveland was 100% healthy, that this might have been a different series. I'm not saying that they would have won by any stretch of the means, but I do feel like it would at least made it a little bit more competitive for them. And like I said, they may have won. But either way, the Pacers won the series. New York looked good. They looked championship good to me. I watched Jalen Brunson put work to everybody on my Celtics team that tried to guard him. The role players that they put around him has to do good to help that team to get to the next level. The player that I spotlight most on the Knicks team that I feel like needs to do the most is Karl Anthony Towns. If you can get him to be consistent on a game-to-game basis, night-to-night basis, right along with Jalen Brunson, then I think he could be the next person to take this team to the next level to help them win that championship. But as of lately, he has not been like that. He really hasn't been like that throughout his career, honestly. Even though they're talking about the jump shot for him to be a big man and blah, 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 it's not consistent. He doesn't do it every single night. So let's see him do it every single night, and then we see him push this team to a championship, and then maybe we can talk more about that. The West semifinals have a game 7 today. It is going on right now by two of the best teams in the Western Conference Final. It is the Denver Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Game 6, Joker had 29 points for the Denver, and SGA had 32 for OKC. These games have been so fun to watch. The big blow, I thought was going to be a big blow to Denver by losing Aaron Gordon, but like I said, this game is going and he is playing right now. And as of right now, Denver is up pretty big on at Oklahoma City's court right now. So like I said, this is game 7. It's win or go home. Oklahoma City has been the best team in the NBA all season, and now, what I'm saying, they are facing an uphill battle to get back into this game as far as what I can see. So, I thought that this hamstring injury to Aaron Gordon was going to be a big blow. It turns out that it's not going to be a big blow at all. So the one other player that I thought that would have to step up would have been Russell Westbrook, but now all he can do is just sit back and just do what he do and just watch his team. Before I end this about the NBA, I just want to say, man, I was very disappointed in my Celtics. They got to this game, and I felt like they didn't show any heart. I mean, we really died by the 3, like literally died by the 3. Even if Jason Tatum would have been healthy, it's hard to come back down in the series 3-1 in the NBA. We tried in game 5, and then game 6, they just pretty much blew us out. So let's hopefully that Jason Tatum, get healthy, and maybe we'd make a couple of moves next year that'll get us carried to be at least a decent team next season till he get back and on his feet. And JT, we praying for you, bud. All right, let's get into some baseball action. The Braves lose 7-6 to the Red Sox last night. This game was close, and like all baseball fans know, all it takes is one hit to win a baseball game, and Rafael Devers did just that for the Red Sox. He hit a walk-off home run in the 9th inning to win the game for the Red Sox. The Braves are doing good. They're at 500 right now, finally, after starting the season terrible. But I just feel like they're missing something, At the beginning, I felt like it was hitting. Maybe it's the pitching. I don't know. You know, like I said, they're missing a little something. So let's see if they can find what that something is and start to do a little better as the season progresses. Like I said, that's the great thing about baseball. It's a lot of games, so that's a long time for you to get your act together, so to speak. The Angels beat the Red Sox 11-9. This is Clayton Kershaw's first game back from his injury, the first game of the season for him. So thank you, LA, for spoiling that return from him. Logan Ohope hit a 3-run home run to give the Angels a 9-7 lead. He finished with 5 RBI, which was a career high for him. I would like to thank you, LA, for doing that. That did make me feel a little bit better after the Braves lost to the Red Sox. The New York Mets get the W over the Yankees in the Subway Series, 3-2. Pete Alonso had an RBI to tie the game, 1-1. And then Francisco Lindor hit a sacrifice fly in the 9th inning, and the Yankees did catch that L. Juan Soto, you know what I'm saying, did not do too good, and the fans let him hear about it. I get why they feel like that he, you know what I'm saying, they felt like he probably was going to stay there a little longer, and he ditched them. So I get why they gave him the reception that they did. The Phillies beat the Pirates 5-2. Pittsburgh didn't advance a runner to second base until a 2-run home run in the 9th. Brian Stott homered and drove in 3 runs for Philly. Bryce Harper had 2 hits and an RBI. They're my rival, but they're having a real good season and doing better than what we're doing. So it's really nothing bad I can say about these guys. So last up, the Rockies beat the Diamondbacks 14-12. Damn. It almost seemed like I want to say these pitchers suck, but this probably was a good baseball game to watch, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? When you having score after score instead of just sitting up there wondering if teams are going to score, I think I would have rather watched a team where 2 teams put up a lot of points, because at the end it probably had the fans wondering, like, damn, who's going to be the one who scored that final home run, 2-run home run, or that grand slam that's finally going to win this game. So it was, it probably had the fans on the edge of their seat, and that's probably the most cheering that these teams had heard for each other in a very long time, just because each one of these teams, you know what I'm saying, was going back and forth, giving that each fan from each team hope to see who's going to win it. And the Rockets came out on the end, and they, you know what I'm saying, and they won the game. So shout out to them. And I probably, like I said, I would love to watch this game to see how it really looked myself, to see if it was exciting as I thought it might have looked. Last up, I've been really meaning to incorporate more WWE into my shows. I have been watching wrestling for 30 years now. Anyone who watches on a regular basis like myself can tell you that ever since Vince McMahon has been out the picture, these shows have been consistently getting better. Shout out to Triple H. For me, the fan, for me, what I could tell you is, in my own opinion, they aren't so predictable anymore. You're getting good quality matches. You're seeing guys win belts who should have won belts a long time ago. Jey Uso is the world champion right now. Jacob Fatu is the United States champion right now. I didn't even think I would ever see him in the WWE. These matches have been insane. And what they've been doing to the women's side has been just great. They're just not women walking around showing off their bodies anymore. The women's have the same type of belts that the guys do, and it's giving them more motivation to get out there and put on a show for the fans. I have been watching this for 30 years, like I said, and I'm looking forward to the next 30 years, because it's not doing anything but getting better and better. And Triple H, we as wrestling fans, we thank you, because like I said, this is it's quality TV now, and I've always called it the male soap opera, and it's becoming better, baby. Let's keep on working hard at it.